Hello, we are here to discuss the ideas presented by some of the greatest economic theorists of all time. From Adam Smith to Milton Friedman, there's one statement that sums them all up. They're dead. Each of these men is considered one of the greatest economic minds throughout history. Take Adam Smith, the father of modern capitalism and a strong opponent of mercantilism. His book, The Wealth of Nations, has created a desire for free trade in both Britain and the U.S. Though considered a great economist, this Scotsman is no more than just a scholar. He never did anything to put his theories into practice. He believes that everyone should follow their God-given talent. But he also believes that everyone should not be selfish. But isn't following your God-given talent being selfish? Next up, we have the father of communism himself, Karl Marx. This Prussian has no problem with capitalism, as he believes that it will give rise to the greatest of societies, communism. One of Marx's greatest thoughts from his book The Communist Manifesto is the history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles. Marx's ideals are still prevalent today and have even had an impact in U.S. history. The book The Grapes of Wrath was at one point considered a proponent of communism, as it spoke out against actions of California farmers. Communism has been practiced. The Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China are chief examples of this. However, the Soviet Union has failed, and the People's Republic of China has almost turned capitalist. Next, after Karl Marx, we have Max Weber, a German economist and sociologist, who has studied the effects of religion and society. One of his greatest works, entitled The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, describes the relationship between Calvinism and capitalism. He states that Calvinism favors the pursuit of economic gain through moral decisions. This idea is completely opposite of Smith's idea of economic rationality. Weber even speculates that this work ethic is what caused the Western world to be as dominant as it is. We speculate that had Calvinism caught on in southern Africa, it would have caused a boom in their economies. The idea of a Protestant ethic has given rise to the term work ethic, as a way to describe all people even though they're not of the Protestant faith. Shortly after the death of Karl Marx came the birth of our next economist, John Maynard Keynes. He is the economist that has had the biggest impact on today's economy, as we are still using it. This British economist was not only a scholar, but also a practicing economist with the ears of both the British Prime Minister and the President of the United States. One of Keynes's greatest works, The General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money, began the study of macroeconomics, which is the study of economy on a grand scale. Keynes believed that the economy would run well if all things remained equal, ceteris paribus, and that should everything remain equal, the market would be driven by aggregate demand. We know that today's market is driven by both supply and demand, but Keynes's idea of aggregate demand driving the market is still relevant. Finally, we reach our most recent of scholars, Milton Friedman. Friedman has made contributions to both the micro and macroeconomic worlds, in which he has won a Nobel Prize. Originally trained as a Keynesian economist, Friedman has worked on federal tax policy, though he does have issues with some of the New Deal policies. His main issue comes from the policy to contract the money supply, even though expanding it would have caused a greater gain overall. His most influential book, entitled Capitalism and Freedom, critiques the New Deal and defends capitalism. Friedman believes that through a free market we will create freedom in both political and social realms. I leave you with one final thought. Like the economists mentioned before, in the end we are all dead.